Yeah. Yeah. Good evening, all. So before I start, can anyone please confirm whether my voice is clear or not? Right? Yes. No. IDLE, right? IDLE. Shall we discuss like Python software foundation? Python software foundation, PSF, right? Yes. PSF is a non-profit PSF. Python, you need to know before I go with Python versions and Python installations, Python execution modes, you need to know about Python software foundation, PSF, right? Yes. PSF is a non-profit organization devoted towards Python community, right? Devoted towards Python community, right? Yes. It's a non-profit organization devoted towards Python. It was launched in the year. It was launched in the year 2001. The main objective of this PSF, main objective, right? Main objective of this PSF, right? Yes. To foster the development of Python, to foster the development of Python. To foster the development of Python. And in the year 2004, right, PSF received Computer World Horizon. Computer World Horizon Award. In the year 2004, PSF received Computer World Horizon Award, right? Okay. President, right? Who is the president, right? Guido van Rossum. Guido van Rossum, right? Yes. Headquarters, right? Headquarters. USA, right? Delaware, USA, and official website. Official website, right? Official website. Python.org. Official website is www.python.org is the official website from where we are going to download and where we are going to install Python. Okay. Python versions. Before we go with the installations, Python versions, right? Python versions. Python 1.x version. Python 1.x released in the year 1990. Python 2.x released in the year 2000, right? Yes. Python 3.x version. Latest version of Python, right? Python 3.10. Python 3.10 version. Stable version of Python. Stable version, right? Stable version of Python. Stable version means the mostly used version. Uh, Python 3.7. Python 3.7, right? Yes. Hmm. Stable version means mostly used version. Stable version. Python 2.7, right? Yes. Previous stable version is Python. And sorry, yes. Previous stable version, right? Python 2.7, right? Python 2.7. Okay. Latest version of Python, stable version of Python, previous stable version, and mostly used version, right? Yes. And so Python 3.10 is the version that we are using currently. Fine. Python installation. Python installation. Okay, Python installation. So before I install Python, right, just I will uninstall Python and show you, right, from the scratch, everything from the scratch ground level to the advanced level, right? Yeah, 1 second. Let me just stop this. So this VMware is running. Let me stop this. Okay. So before I install Python, I'll just show you, just I'll go to this settings, apps, go to this programs, right? Yes. Python 3.10.4, right? Uninstall. 3.10.4 uninstall, right? Yes. Okay, uninstallation is successful, right? Now I'll show you that how to download Python. So how to install Python, right? So before I go, Python provides different softwares for different environments, right? It is going to provide different softwares for different environments, for Windows, for Mac, for Linux. For Linux, no need of any installation. By default, along with the Linux operating system, we are going to see Python as an inbuilt, right? No need of any separate installation, right? But within the Windows, right, within the Windows environment, within the Windows, if your Windows is depending upon your Windows 32-bit or 64-bit. If your Windows is a 32-bit Windows, we need to download and install 32-bit Python software. If your Windows is a 64-bit, then we are supposed to download 64-bit Python software. How will you check whether your Windows is a 32-bit or the 64-bit? How will you check whether your Windows is 32 or 64-bit means? And just minimize all this, minimize all. Just go to your desktop, this PC or my computer, right click, properties. What it is showing? System type, 64-bit operating system, 64-bit operating system. Okay, fine. So just I'll show you how to download, how to install Python, right? Yes. So just go to the Google, right? What is the official website of Python? Python.org, right? Python.org. Python.org. This is the official website of Python. Official website of Python, from where we can download Python and from where we can install the. So here Python downloads, you can go. So you can see here PSF. Just now I talked about Python Software Foundation. So it's a Python community, right? And if you go to this Python, you can see this documentation for each and every Python release. Go to the downloads folder. If you want to download Python, downloads folder, all releases. Go for all releases, right? Active Python releases. Whenever you click this downloads folder, right, it will direct you to this active Python releases. Don't go for it. Looking for a specific release, right? Looking for a specific release. Go to the downloads. The downloads. Looking for a specific release. 3 point. See here, all the Python versions from the last 20 years. So select that. So from the last 20 years, you can see all the Python versions here. You can see all the Python versions from the last 20 years. 2.0.1, right? That is the June 22, 2001, 20 years ago, right? Now, if you go to this Python 3.10.4, Python 3.10.4, 3.10.4, right? Yes. Scroll down. See here. You can scroll down, scroll down, scroll down. You can see the files here. Files for Mac OS, for Windows. Can you see for Windows 32-bit, Windows 64-bit, right? For Windows 32-bit and for Windows 64-bit. Windows 64-bit. Okay. So Python has got thousands of models, right? Thousands of models Python has got. Okay. 89,300 inbuilt models Python providing for different environments, right? Okay. 89,300 inbuilt models Python pro different environments. All those modules you are not going to get along with the Python software. We are the only some modules, regularly used modules only you are going to see along with this Python software. All the other modules, external modules, we are supposed to download and install by using a component called pip. Later I'll demonstrate, right, how to download and how to install all the other modules, okay, by using a component called pip, right? Okay. So just open this python.org website, go to the downloads folder. go specific release. Within that, select Python 3.10. Within that, files will be there. Click and just my download is finished. Click this exe file. It hardly takes 1 minute for installing Python. So you can install Python even in your smartphone also. So you can see this, right? The screen will be available. Whenever you click that downloaded exe file, you are going to get this screen. Now, just observe here, right? Add Python 3.10 to path, add 3.0, right? Customize installation. By default, everything will be selected. Non selected in this documentation, ideally, and the Python test suite. Right? Next. By default, when okay, see if I go back, right? Go back. By default, this is the first window you are going to get whenever you are in. So those, if you want to install Python on your smartphones, go to your Play Store, say Python IDE, Integrated Development Environment. Python IDE you type. You can select any one ID and you can run and execute. After once you're done with some little bit of technical content, if you download and if you install it, you will come to understand how to run and how to execute. Okay. So once you're done with some little bit, after some 4-5 classes, you can install in your smartphones and work on it, right? You will by the time you will come to know how to run, how to execute, and how to, right? So here nothing to select here. This is the first screen which appears where you click the downloaded file. Say next. So you will see install some libraries, right? Remove all that in the C drive. Installing Python in the C drive slash Python 310, right? C slash Python 310. You are installing Python within the C drive. That and install. Second, confirm whether my voice is clear or my voice. Voice is not clear. Okay, setup was successful, right? Setup was successful. Now, whether it is successfully installed or not, if you want to check, At the bottom search panel, type CMD, right? CMD and say enter. It will go to the command prompt. It goes to the command prompt, right? Yes, within the command prompt, type Python, say enter, right? Yes, Python 3.10.4 is the version that is using currently. This three arrow symbol, right? Python interpreter, right? Python interpreter. There is a problem with the Zoom connection, right? So for today, just please get adjusted with this. So I don't think it is helping, right? So right, there is some kind of disturbance, there is some problem with Zoom since in the afternoon. Okay. You can see like I say Python, it's a like Python 3.10.4, and this is what the interpreter, right? This is what the interpreter, where we can type any valid Python 4 use response 5 plus 2, sorry, 5 plus 2, right? Yes. 3 8 is equal to Ajay, y equal to Kumar, right? That's why gives Ajay Kumar, right? Ajay, yes. Okay, Ajay plus Kumar, Ajay Kumar. Fine. So in this way, you can interact with Python statement by statement, right? Any valid Python statements you can type and interact, right? Yes. Okay. So Python successfully installed, right? So if you want to install the updated version of Python, the Linux environment, enable working in Linux, right? apt-get. You can use this command, get install Python 3.9, apt get install Python 3.9, right? Yes. So apt install Python 3.9. So this will install the latest version. This command is going to install the latest version of Python, right? Yes. Okay. Next, Python execution modes. Python execution modes, right? Two modes of execution, right? Two modes of execution. Two modes of execution. First one, interactive mode. Second is what? Batch mode. Second is batch mode. This interactive mode you are going to see only in Python environment, right? Second one is batch mode. So interactive mode. Here we directly write the Python statements, right? We directly write Python statements within the editors or IDEs. We directly write Python statements within the editors or IDEs. Sorry. We directly write Python statements on the Python interpreter, and the user can easily interact. Here we directly write Python statements on the Python interpreter, and the user can easily interact with Python statement by statement. Is interact with Python statement by statement. Advantage of interactive mode. What is advantage means? To test the functionalities of Python. If you don't know about any particular functionalities, right? If you doesn't know about any particular functionalities, we type here and we can interact with it, right? Yes. To test the functionalities of Python, to learn Python, right? Yes. To test the functionalities of Python and to learn Python. Functionality. If doesn't know idea, if you have idea about it, you can just type that functionality and you can check what output it is going to refer to and analyze it. But generally, we won't develop applications using interactive mode, right? We won't develop applications using interactive mode. So for that, we go for batch mode. So within the batch mode, here we write a batch of statements. So just like other programming language, here also, here we write a set of statements. Set of statements within the editors, or here we write set of statements within the editors or IDs and save it by using .py extension. Within the editors or IDs, save it by using .py extension and later submit it to Python. We are going to write set of statements with the editors or IDs, save it by using .py extension, later submit it to Python. So what are the various editors or IDs? Various editors. Notepad, Edit Plus, VI, Nano. So these are the various, that's right, where we can write the Python code create a .py file and execute that, right? Notepad and edit plus. VAM like this. Okay. So these two are for Windows environment. The last two are for Linux environment. Within the Notepad, we can write Python statements and save it by using .py and later submitting to Python, right? Yes. Okay. Various IDs. Next are various IDs. PyCharm, PyDev. What are the various IDs? Integrated development environments for Python. PyCharm, PyDev, Komodo, Spider, Eclipse, PyCharm, PyDev, Komodo, Spider, Eclipse, Brains, VS Code, Jupyter Notebook, right? Jupyter Notebook, where we can write the Python code and execute, right? Autumn, VS Code, right? Okay. PyCharm is the mostly among all this. PyCharm is the mostly used one, right? Okay, fine. Mostly used is PyCharm is the mostly used ID. Mostly used ID, right? Yes. Okay, I'm going to show you how to work with how to write the Python code and execute the Python in different IDs: PyCharm, Spider, Eclipse, Jupyter Notebook, Atom, VS Code. You may ask, right? Why these many IDs for Python? One or two. Okay, if you see like Python is used for different environments, right? It is used for different environments for data science. So if you for data science, different environments, different IDs are preferred. For data science, right? We go for Jupyter Notebook for data analysis predictions, and Spider ID also preferred. Even for big data also, we go with Spider, Jupyter Notebook, right? And for typical web applications, we go for PyCharm, Atom, VS Code, right? So in this way, for different environments, different IDs, we are going to prefer, right? Yes. So I'm going to show you how to install and how to run and how to execute all this, right, within these different IDs. So just developing the first Python application within an editor, right? Developing the first Python application. Developing the first Python application within the editor. Example notepad, right? Example notepad. Open notepad and type open notepad and type the following Python statements. Open notepad and type the following Python statements, right? Yes. Up to now, we didn't do anything about Python, right? Yes. Up to now, right? Yes. So just I'll take two values, x has 10, y has 20, and I'll just x has 10 and y has 20. I want to perform some kind of mathematical operations. Print x plus y, print x minus y, print x into y, print x by y, right? Some kind of mathematical operations, right? Yes. I'll copy this entire code, right? To a separate notepad file, paste it, save it, file save, yes. Okay, within the C drive, already created a folder for this batch at Python 6:30 p.m. Right? Yes. Within this, right? Just sample1.py, sample1.py, right? Yes. So just to save it as sample1.py and submit to Python and submit it to Python as. Just at the bottom, right? Just to type cmd, go to this command prompt and type Python. Don't say enter, right? And submit your entire Python file to this entire file to this Python. So where the file is available within the C drive. Sorry. So just to say Python C colon slash right. Python 310 Python sorry Python 6 p.m. where it is Python 6 p.m. 6:30 p.m. Sorry, 6:30 p.m. Within that, sample1.py is available. So I'm giving the entire file path, in which file, the name of the file, in which folder, in which drive, the entire path I'm supposed to provide to this, right, and submitting to this. Okay, just say enter now. Just say enter. 10 plus 20, 10 minus 20, 10 into 20, and 10 by 20, right? You got all addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division, right? Yes. Now just I'm copying this, how to submit it. Submit the entire file Python. This entire thing to, okay. Okay. Now, here, what is your observation? Here we are writing the code at one place. We are writing the code. Observe carefully. We are writing the code at one place. Where within the notepad. And executing at the other place, right? And executing at the other place. But write and execute at the same place. To write and execute. To write and execute at the same place. And execute it. But to write and execute at the same place, we have IDLE, right? We have IDLE, which comes along with Python installation, which comes along with Python installation. Using which we can work with both we can work with both interactive and batch mode. So I'll show you how to work within this IDLE so that we can writing and executing both happens at the same place, right? So just go to the start programs, check where your Python is available, Python, then 3.10 ideally, right? Python ideally, right? Five. Right? Get interactive mode and type here in the Python statements and you can interact, right? 3+4. So it doesn't want to work with interactive. I want to work with the batch mode. File, new file, right? Yes. Here you can write your code and execute the code yourself, right? I'm writing this code, save it, Control S. Yes. sample2.py, right? sample2.py. Run module, right? Yes. 10 plus 20, 10 minus 20, 10 into 20, 10 by 20. Okay, fine. So here itself we can see that option, right? Run a run module. You can just see that output, right? 10 plus 20, 10 minus 20, 10 into 20, 10 by 20, right? Yes. Just I was showing you like Python software foundation, Python versions, Python installations, Python execution modes, right? Yes, today. So the environment of Python. Later we have got a lot more to discuss, right? I will show you how in the real time we use these IDs, right? How to work on these IDs like the Anaconda distributions, Jupyter notebook, Python, Spider, term VS Code. I'll show you on all this, right? How to run and execute, right? So the next session we'll be going with the technical part, right? We'll be going with the technical part. So data types and variables, what happens internally whenever you define some variables, right? It's the other things, right? So any queries you have got are based off this today's discussions like versions, installations. Problem with connection today, right? So I think tomorrow just gets rectified. Yeah, any other queries, right? Anyone? You got any queries? So tomorrow the link will be changing, right? You will be getting a new link to your mail IDs. Only who got registered, who got enrolled with this course, right? So already from the last 3 days we have got free shares, right? So yes, tomorrow the link will be changing. You can just get enrolled, right? Yeah, collab also. Just I'll be showing you collab also. On this collab also, I'll be showing you how to execute it. Google collab. So tomorrow, like the link will be changing. So everyone just get enrolled, get the notes, videos in the releases, soft copy of these notes, the other things, right? Already you can see the chart panel to see the details related to the payment and process and procedure. And after payment, you are supposed to share the screenshot of the payment to DURGASOFT online training, right? Otherwise, you won't get that link. Okay, fine. Go to the other payment process and you can use this contact details for the future reference of online chain. So it's only Python we want. Otherwise, you want package with the web applications, Django framework. It's just okay, right? You'll get class videos, soft copy. So fine. Yeah, any queries? So I'll stop here for today. Meet you tomorrow, same time, right? More discussion on this, right? Fine. Thank you all for your time. Thank you. We continue.